experience was the same as mine. I just went, this is different.
Yeah.
It was like wearing a set of headphones watching a concert.
Simply the Metatech and the L-Acoustic way is no. You buy and invest on something. It's not just product. You know, you invested money on your system that will fly in the air.
Yes. Over the heads of people.
Over the heads of people.
And sometimes quite high.
In short, guys, there's no more excuse for bad sound and bad implementation.
Yes.
The technology is here. Well, L-Acoustics has been native to L-Acoustics, and there's no more excuse for bad implementation. And now with the current immersive thing that we can do with it.
We'll get that. Interesting topic.
It's not stopping with L-Acoustics. No, you've done left and right. Okay, now where to go? Yes.
There you go. How about the artist? That's we always talk about the rig right now, right? But how about artist experience? What's the
Well, I knew we were on to something on the tour when Ellie knew that we were using an L-Acoustic rig from stage.
Ellie Buendia?
He absolutely knew that he is in tune. He knows when it sounds good, he knows when his voice sounds good, and he was on stage and he can tell if it's an L-Acoustic rig or if it's not an L-Acoustic rig from where he stands on stage. Just from the clarity. It seems like when we set up, everything works together. Like you said, the monitors work together with the front of house. Everything works together to give him that sound that he wants.
Wow, no, that's good. That's good to hear. You know, just to share something, we did an Eraserhead show when I was still in UP. I think I was telling Ellie that at one point.
Okay.
Just a short story. So, but from that day, I forgot what sound system we were using. But
In the 90s.
I've gone so far from that day in UP, and then we did the Eraserheads tour with L-Acoustic. It's so different.
Worlds apart.
Worlds apart. Yeah, and to be able to have that opportunity that I was at that point while a student, and then now that being in business, being in Metatech, being an L-Acoustic certified partner, working with Ellie Buendia and Eraserheads, it's just amazing.
There's another guy who, I won't mention his name, who prefers having 4 15-inch
I know that guy.
monitors.
I love that guy.
And it's always been like that. When the 112 piece came, I set it up. 2.
Yeah.
So he walks up and says, "What's this?" No, just please give it a listen, okay? So he starts playing. Said, "Wait, can you bring it down?" So after that, I think that guy has opened up. You know, not just, but the physical setup. You don't have to set up 4 anymore. That eats up too much space and problems for you when you're mixing. When you have 4 wedges in front
Definitely.
Yeah. So now it's slimmer. Gets you enough SPL and the clarity that you need.
Just the clarity is what all that the performer needs as well. If it's clear, that's all you need.
You don't have to manipulate too much.
Yes.
Then you don't run into problems like feedback. Because you're either boosting or cutting too much on the monitor. So that's one of the untangible things that the L-Acoustic system brings into the table.
When Sharon Canetta goes, it's so easy to sing.
There you go. That's it.
That's all you need.
Is that a common thing you also hear?
Yes.
Direk?
Yeah.
Oh, because they can't really express it in technical terms. I love the highs.
The 2.5 cuts through.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's just they know if it's easy. Ellie's the same way.
Yes.
He just knows when it's. When we did the tour last year, before we left, there was a break scheduled after so many songs. So it was going to be like an intermission, right? First show of the tour, we get to the intermission part. Ellie's like, "No, I'm okay. Let's keep going." Boom. So we played all those shows, and he sang every song every night.
That's a lot.
Not a problem.
That's a lot. Yeah. And just imagine the stress also on the artist if they're having difficulties on stage, right? It's double or triple the work for them to perform.
Yes. Usually the what I hear after the show is that there's less strain in their voice.
And if you're doing a tour of 10, 15 shows, you want to make sure they make it to the end of the tour.
Yes.
And you don't want the people at the end of the tour to suffer, or you don't want your artists to suffer as well. You want the same sound quality and the same voice quality throughout the tour, which L-Acoustics gives us.
Nice.
For those who are watching, this is not hard sell. You've been to an L-Acoustics concert, I bet. Okay,
you've been to a lot. You might not know
it's
it.
the one that you enjoyed the most.
Yeah.
I've been through also my experience. Even before doing this, you really have a different feeling from a good and a bad show once you're walking to your car.
Yeah.
Like there's a certain stress if you feel like the show was not as good or the audio was not as good, apart from the ringing in your ear sometimes, right? What we've noticed, even with higher SPL shows in MOA Arena or in Philippine Arena with a full L-acoustic rig, you're walking comfortably to the car. Your ears are fine.
I was just going to say that. I was going, my ears don't ring after the gig. I don't have to mix it, nosebleed volumes either to get that perfect clarity that I want.
And if you're monitoring with something like this at the control booth,
it's a big deal. Yeah.
Then it's the same with your line array.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh.
Artists also, it's an advantage if the artists who are technically, knowledgeable playing the system. I remember when we had Avicii once.
Yes, I remember that.
Oh, that guy he wasn't just a DJ, he was a producer.
He knew
and you have this rig, I'm going to play your rig.
Yeah.
Like there was one point that he really dropped it and like hit it hard.
Yeah, I remember that. We were together in that.
Together at the control. Oh my God. Okay.
Move some air.
Your guts felt like they were going to
It's right here. And it's because from his background as a producer also, and he plays a lot of, he plays EDM. He knew how to play around with the system. So if you're an artist, a producer, learning how to translate your production to live, knowing the L-Acoustics rig, will put on a good show.
I'm going to make a quick point on something, because we mentioned several artists, several genres of their music. We did Andrea Bocelli as well.
Yes.
And this is before L-ISA, and he deployed Andrea, was also the name of the sound engineer, the system engineer. So he deployed the system, and it was just, how can I describe it? It's the most beautiful sound I've ever heard in MOA Arena. It was a little bit unorthodox because he still flew his regular rig, but he had some outlying speakers. But I felt like I was in a concert hall, not in a stadium, not an arena. He made it sound like you were in a concert hall with a certain reverb.
Right.
It just sounded beautiful. And prior to the Andrea Bocelli show, we've been doing a lot of EDM. So it's like a
maybe
stark contrast.
last week it was EDM.
I mean, I'm sure you've had that experience. Like from this kind of genre to this kind of genre. Can you share something? I mean, from jumping from one genre to another, do you see any weakness or strong point? I don't know how to describe it. What's the best?
It just seems to work for everyone. As a front of house engineer, you're still going to have to mix for the act. So if it is an EDM show, you're going to mix for an EDM show. But the system is still going to be clear. Going from Eraserheads to Sharon, going from Sharon to Regine Velasquez, going from that to, whatever. It's always, like you said, you know when you walk in, you go, it's L-Acoustic, we're good to go. You know what it's going to sound like.
For me, one of the really contrasting events that I did almost in the same area in Intramuros. The day before I was doing a flamenco tango.
I remember that. Another tricky venue. I don't know why you love tricky venues.
I love it.
You may always make us work
because
hard.
There's sound vision. Now I know I can, okay, don't hit that wall, okay? Guys, don't make
Juno, for everyone Everybody, Juno gives me all the hardest stuff.
And a couple of days after that, we had EDM using the same system.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really, the system said, okay, bring it on. You want to sing your lullabies or sing whatever? Bring it on.
Yeah. Well, I know that in the sound vision you can set the variable curve to the low end for the different kinds of music styles.
Well, actually, sound vision has really evolved throughout the years. We couldn't do that initially.
Yes.
When we first started working for L-Acoustic, we were just doing sound vision for design. A little bit of sound manipulation, but not to the extent of the power we have right now.
Right now, it's really different.
Really, from autosplay, sort of their auto-tuning.
Yeah.
You're given 3 choices of calibration, whatever you want.
Pick the one that you will like the most.
And then just manipulate to your taste after.
Yeah.
It's just so easy, convenient, fast, as you said, right? Setup time.
Setup time is cut down, and you can do this at home before you even get to the venue.
There you go. There you go, Andy. So we jump into what do you think would be the future? And you mentioned a little bit earlier.
Immersive audio.
This is what everybody. I know both of you were waiting for this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Okay, so with all of these advancements in L-Acoustics being the leader in technology and putting up shows like this, what's next? Like you do this every week. What do we do next?
Same thing.
Good.
So now,
Good question, right? Because as we've done for decades and decades, even before our time, they will put a left and right speaker, subwoofer, the typical things, what they call a stereo system. But as L-Acoustic and other companies as well, they found that to give a better experience to the people watching, going to the shows, it has to be something different. Audio has not evolved for a long time. A long time. So here comes L-Acoustic presenting their L-ISA system, L-Acoustic Immersive Sound. And they were one of the first in the industry to do this for live, maybe the first, right? To be able to, we all know that you can do immersive, let's say, on a cinema system, with Dolby and the other formats. But to do it live, manipulate it live, it's a whole different story because you're fighting. Venue is an issue, latency is an issue if you want to move images or pinpoint positions. So L-ISA just gives you this object-based kind of mixing, more power to the engineer, to the director on how they want the show to sound. The artist will sound much more capturing for the audience, and the best part is more sweet spot.
yes, there you go, sweet spot.
Right? So I won't go on to the technicalities of this. We'll probably do another session just on L-ISA, but we'll do a little intro on L-ISA. And it's immersive audio. Everybody's in the production is already doing it. We get Atmos on your TV, Atmos on your iPhone, even your headphones can be Atmos. Cars can be Atmos.
Yeah.
But experiencing it live is a whole different story because it's not post-produced, right? Meaning on the fly, depending on what the artist want to do or the director want to do, they can manipulate these objects around the show and give a very immersive experience to the audience. So having said that, okay, we've spoken a lot about it. I've been talking to you for 5 or 6 years about it.
Yes.
So,
but at first I didn't know how it was going to work for live bands. I was like, I don't see how this is going to elevate music. I didn't see everything. Then we experienced the L-ISA demonstration in Singapore, which was like, boom, it was like, what is going on? And then all of a sudden, all these ideas came into my head about live, and this is what I want to do. And then the tracking technology, you can follow the singer across the stage with the guitar. I was like, I mean, after I came back, I was blah, 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 immersive audio, immersive, and I'd like to, I really want to do an immersive show, and hopefully we'll get it here soon. Like, it's going to be, I know we got something.
We have something.
We have something.
Speak a little more later.
But, all I saw was like, oh, we're going to get a small bar and we're going to get the immersive thing, a jazz trio. It'll sound amazing. I saw the applications in theater, which would be unbelievable in live theater. But for a concert, I was just like, well, how's that going to work at, in MOA Arena or at the, Philippine Arena or even the concert grounds? Now I know how it's going to work. It's going to just take the spatial and make the concert this much bigger for everybody. It'll be amazing.
Yeah, Mike mentioned the keyword, sweet spot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where? Because you can move it anywhere.
Because traditionally or conventionally, the sweet spot is where the control booth is.
Yeah.
And those seats are not for sale. Okay.
That's where we sit.
So it's like letting you on a secret. Guys, this is how it sounds.
Yeah.
But you can stay there. You don't have to come here anymore. Okay.
You can be
Don't
on
bother
far
us.
right or far left.
Okay. And it spreads the experience. Of course, it's all material dependent. Okay. And sweet spot, I think, is the key word. It's the whole venue is a sweet spot.
And it'll really take the L-Acoustic model of one source up even more, because you'll be standing and it'll be here.
And, we're looking at rigs now for theaters. It's actually less intrusive. You can actually, it's up there. You don't have, I've seen installs that are not so,
with the immersive, when I was talking to the guys in Singapore about immersive, you have more arrays, but they're not going to be 30 long anymore.
Yes.
They're going to be maybe 18, 15 long, 10.
Yes.
You're going to actually use maybe less speakers, maybe more, maybe a little bit more.
I think slightly more, that's a calculation, but slightly smaller.
And then we'll ensure scenery, more power, clarity, better coverage.
It's the next step. It's the next step for live shows, and we're all excited, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you see this as like a future? Is this part of the future Philippine live landscape?
It's really, it will be because as shows are developed internationally.
Yeah, I was going to say, if we want to keep up with the rest of the world, we are going to have to bring immersive here, and it's going to have to become standard.
If they're going to be doing shows or programming shows in immersive, and they'll be traveling, and that's where actually it gets standardized when people are traveling already. And if the Philippines can support shows like that, then we'll have better shows.
And more shows.
More shows.
So we're one step into that. The team here at Metatech, together with the help of L-Acoustics, we're setting up an L-ISA event soon. Announcements to come soon.
Okay.
Equipment has arrived.
There it is.
Yeah. Okay. So we've actually did a small experiment with L-ISA. I can't name it. We don't have the rights to mention it, but we deployed it to see how the effect is, whether people will recognize it as a different experience.
I had the privilege to play around with this in Singapore, and the power of this, it's like, it's different. Yeah.
So we actually have an L-ISA system, and it will be presented soon. Again, announcements to come when and details. Right. So it's here.
Beautiful.
It's ready to be used.
Nice.
Right. And we can't wait for people like you,
working on it,
artists, producers, to experience it and really find a way how to incorporate it in their next gig. Because it's really the future. Actually, it's not even the future. It's already here.
Yeah.
Right. It's right here, right now, as they say. Right. So
it gives the artist also another vision of their music as well. Now we'll hear it how they want you to hear it, you know.
And as I said, right, if you are already experiencing some form of immersive audio using your headphones, using your phone, using your home cinema, we're not far behind.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to put it in live. Experience it in live.
It aligns with the technology, the advances also in lighting in the video. You know, it has grown so big. So now, you know, there's immersive audio is going to be able to support that. Imagine if we have moving objects on screen and sound just goes with it. I mean,
yeah,
that's why immersive.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing.
So we're really excited. We're working more for the industry. I'm sure L-Acoustics, they're not stopping. You see the rollout of new technology, new products. It's getting there. And they're getting into the home market. If you're really crazy about audio, you can even have your own.
Right behind you. There's
one. You know, they've gotten some smaller amps like this, which you can use in your home, the LA2XI. Multi-channel, we got you covered. 16-channel processor and amplifier.
Right.
You know, it's designed to run the L-ISA system. You can even have an L-ISA system in your home if you want. All right. So maybe to close. All right. What do you think? I mean, from day one of your experience with L-Acoustics to now that we're moving on to the next stage of live events using immersive audio.
How long has it been, Mike? Since the first event?
2010 maybe was that event that we did.
Okay. Yeah.
2011.
Impressive advancement of technology and support. Those things go hand in hand. If you have the technology and you don't have the product support and the people behind, as passionate as you guys, you have to love this.
Yeah, because you're not making money out of it. Honestly, I would have chosen a different career if I wanted to get rich. So we're a bunch of outliers, just crazy about sound. And
yes, you have to love this to really make this work. And again, with now learning about things like this, I'm sure aside from L-ISA, L-Acoustics will come up with more new things in the future.
It's also nice to see L-Acoustics and other companies as well. With the way that ticket prices are now, you want to give the people that actually go and see the show something else. I remember going to shows when I was a kid, pay $4.50 to see Ted Nugent and the Moody Blues or whatever, Stevie Ray Vaughan. Those days are gone. But those shows didn't sound all that good either. So sometimes oh my God, I can't believe I paid $20 to see Van Halen and it sounded like crap. I couldn't hear the singer. Seems like L-Acoustic is thinking about the people that are going to the shows as well. So that they've elevated the game. They invented the line array. Come on, that was like the major change from point source to line array.
I hate saying that they invented it because there's really a claim that someone else did it. So maybe the modern line array was developed,
or
maybe that's.
Let's go with that one. But
the best sounding line array.
That was the biggest improvement in audio.
Yeah.
For a very long time, and now we're taking it up even more.
Yeah.
So, what's after immersive?
Yeah.